Hey folks, and we are back here for part 2 of the game Judging a Book by Its Cover. I'm Lydia from Novelty, and I am so excited about this vlog. It's going to be so much fun. We are going to start out with the duet, because this is the only dud. So for the dud, I meant the duet. And the reason why this book is a dud is because I got literally like 6 words into I read, "So where can I put you, my little man?" And I was like, people, I've read this book before. So boom, boom, boom. And it wasn't really my style because it takes place, like the main characters are these older people, as in they're like retirement age, etc. And that's not really where I am in life. So what my notes about it from my last video was, I thought it'd take place in the 1950s and it was character driven and about a boy who wants to be a musician, and I give it 3.5 stars. Obviously that's not true. It is about this widower who takes his granddaughter to piano lessons, and then he and the piano teacher fall in love. So yeah, that's my dud. But the rest of the 3 books, the other 3 books, oh my goodness, folks, no! This is the first book I read, and let's go to my clips about it. Y'all, I'm only like 4 pages in, but it is talking about how she lives on a country estate where she is working for the war effort, and I totally called it. I was like, yeah, she probably came from the country but moved to the city, and I'm guessing later on in the book she does, since it is the London Chronicles. But guys, I totally called that she lived in the country. So I just read for exactly 2 hours and am on page 168. So far this book has been really great and totally interesting, intriguing, just grabbed me in. There's spies going on, and spies are my favorite. The cool part is, okay, so I predicted that she was going to meet a guy who was an American and she was going to really like him, etc., etc. Well, what happens is she is the American and she meets a British guy. So yeah, kind of called that one, which I'm really happy about. And I guess, what else would you expect in a book like this? But yeah, so that's cool. And on a side note, I have cute socks with pigs on them. Folks, it's just after 11 in the evening, so I read it for about 3 hours and 15 minutes today, and it's a 302 page book, so that's about normal for me. I really, really liked it. It has 4 solid stars for me. It's about espionage and World War II and secrets, obviously a lot of secrets. There were, the main character was not the main guy in the book was not a pilot like I thought, but her brother is, so I kind of called that one correctly. And he's not the main guy character is not American, but she is, so I also kind of called that. And I don't want to say any more because I don't want to spoil it, but yes, this book was so much fun and I cannot wait to read the rest of the series. And now I'm going to go to bed so I can get up early for work tomorrow. And we're back! So now for the second book I read. This book I read over a couple of days and I didn't actually vlog it as I went through it. So what I thought about it is it would take place in India. Wrong! It takes place in Cape Town, Africa. So totally wrong there, folks. Second of all, I thought it'd be in the 1800s. Finally, I was right. Oh, Cape Town and England. And then I thought that the dad was in the military. No, the dad was in mining for diamonds, and he died, unfortunately, which is really sad, when the main character was a little kid. And then it's actually her story and then her daughter's story, so he's not in it at all. Alright, so I thought she'd be sent home because there's trouble, and yes, in a way, which I can't go into it, in a way that is very true though. She is sent home because of trouble, not the trouble I was expecting, but nonetheless, I was correct with how I worded it. Alright, so I thought that her family would be very wealthy. Oh my goodness, yes, very wealthy indeed. Second of all, I thought that she would have a secret that would destroy all of it if other people found out what the secret was. What I did not know is that the main character was the secret that would destroy everything. Okay, now let's just say, with this book, the one thing that was super duper annoying is that it was so hard to follow because there were dozens upon dozens upon dozens of names that we did not need to know all the names. So yeah, tons of names. It was crazy how many names there were. I'm still confused about what happened. I thought that I'd give it 4 stars. Because of that name issue, I gave it 3 stars, but still I really liked it and cannot wait to read the second book in the series because, yo folks, I want to know what goes on. Okay, secrets she kept. This, I thought the main character was about 18. Yes, that is correct. I thought that she would be all for Nazis and realizes they're horrible and become a courier for the underground. That is actually so close to spot on that I'm like, wow. And I also thought that she'd get away with a lot of stuff because everybody's like, oh, she's so loyal. And it's not true that she was loyal, but her father was so loyal that she got away with so much stuff because they're like, of course she's not, like, you know, for the Jews, etc. So yeah, I thought she'd hide the Jews. Booyah, she did that. And what else did I think? Oh, she almost dies. Yeah, okay, guys. And I said I'd give it 4.5 stars. All those things. Yes. Oh my goodness, yes. So, and here's some clips of me talking about the book as I was reading it. Guys, I am reading Secrets She Kept. It's so stinking interesting. I started it like an hour ago. I'm on page 94 and I'm like, oh my goodness, I want to just know what happens next. It actually has two time periods in 1972 and of course during the war, which I was right with during the war, but it's the mother and the daughter's story, and oh my goodness, there's so many secrets and the title makes so much more sense now. And there we have it, folks. 391 pages of historical fiction at its best. It is 9:20 and it's 11:20, sorry. And I just finished reading for 4 hours straight, and I read for another hour before supper. And see, I can't even talk straight, but look guys, right here is the best part of the book. It talks about Cork. Ah! Corey is one of the characters in the book. Imagine that. Like, she is one of the most favorite people in all of forever. My sister's named after her sister, and I grew up reading all of her books, and this book was such a good portrayal of World War II. Normally, I do not like books that switch back and forth between time periods, and I'll just like read one of the time periods, but this one both times kept me so riveted to the page, and I just was like, I want to find out what happens next. And that's it for today, folks. Thank you so much for joining me. I had so much fun with that challenge. Like, oh my goodness, that game, whatever you want to call it. I look forward to doing it again in the future, although I'll only do 2 books in the future instead of 4 books, because 4 books is a little much. I am challenging, or like being like, tag you're it to Chantal Mary, and like hopefully you will have so much fun with the challenge too. And see you next time, folks.